This is a shit show.
This has derailed so quickly.
The Rewind Guys.
Today we're going down a road I like to call Anime Road.
It's not a very creative road. For how creative it is.
Mike, this is your pick.
What is the pick? You haven't said it yet.
This week, we're talking about the movie Akira from 1988. Mike, this is your pick. Why did you pick Akira?
It was a suggestion, actually.
Are you proud of yourself?
No.
He's passing the buck on this one. It was suggested to me.
Had nothing to do with it.
I've never seen this movie, but I've always wanted to see it.
Yeah, me too.
And when someone's like, oh, you should do Akira, I was like, oh, yeah, I have no idea what else to pick, so that's an easy choice.
Okay. You know what? Speaking of easy things, tell us a little bit about Akira.
Yourself.
I can't answer either of those very well.
Okay, can we? Let me just say this then. Let's do this because I had a hard time with the movie. I had a really hard time with this movie. Not because I hated the movie. I think. Bear with me here. I think I'm dumb. Can we try and simplify this? Right? Is this in its simplest form? Is this the government trying to control God powers? Is that the deal?
I think on a basic level, this is like a mad scientist movie.
Yes.
I think that's the baseline.
Okay.
And then it's just super confusing.
Yes. It is like a very heavy plotted movie. Yes.
Yeah, there's a ton of plot, and not even though the movie's really long, there's nowhere near enough time to get all the plots like filled out and wrapped up.
Like there's a plot, and then like some subplots, and then like a ton of burial plots. Because I don't even want to know what the body count in this film is. Everybody was dying.
I think everybody did die.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, here's the thing. Okay, so I am glad you picked this because I have seen the cover art of this movie like a million times, and I always thought the guy on the bike, because of the cover art, was Akira. Because the whole movie pretty much focuses on...
Here's a quick question to start. What version did you guys watch?
Man, I'm lazy. I watched the American dubbed.
I watched the dub too.
I watched the subtitle.
Which is probably for the best because the voice acting was absolutely awful. It was so bad.
Okay.
Really? Okay, because I didn't think the acting was actually bad at all.
I will marginally disagree with you. I didn't think it was horrible. I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it was all right.
I mean, there were some voice
seen
actors
worse.
that were good. You've seen worse voice acting?
Absolutely. Yeah, okay, so whatever. Okay. Yes, yeah.
Well, you know
I've
what
been
they
told.
say.
I don't know.
Seeing is hearing.
That is, in fact, what they say. When the movie started, right? This is my first observation. Okay, let me just say, if I had $1 for every jaw-dropping moment in this damn movie, I'd have a shit ton of money. I might even be able to retire. I have no idea, because in the beginning, my first thought is, man, these guys are a motorcycle gang. Talk about a bunch of dweebs, and then they're like blowing shit up and like murdering people, and I'm like, what the shit? It was intense.
And I guess it goes to show like the type of environment they're trying to set up in the city, because at one point they're racing down the road, cuts past this super fancy restaurant, and the dude's just like, damn kids.
Yeah.
He's like high schoolers these days.
Yes. What? That's another thing.
Before a bike gets run off the road and hits them through the fucking window.
Yeah, dude. This,
I gotta say, though, like the opening scene, all I'm thinking is this movie looks great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I saw it was from 88, I'm expecting like lame, cheesy, blurry 80s animation. But no, it was like the detail.
Yeah, I don't know shit about anime. And by the way, I'm struggling and focusing not to say the S to pluralize this. But I will say, if somebody were to have shown this to me, this looks a decade newer than what it is. It's like 88, and it does not look 80s.
I read somewhere it was something on how they did so many pictures per frame or per second or something like that.
Okay.
Where the average is like, I guess like 10 or 12, and they did 24.
Oh, wow.
So it's supposed to be a lot smoother animation.
I can see that.
It was something, those numbers might not be right, but they did like double the standard.
Yeah, because I think it is somewhere around 12 for anime.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know much about anime or animation budgets, but I thought the budget on this was really good. Okay, this had a budget of 700 million yen, which is 5.5 million US dollars. I thought that was okay. I mean, maybe not. Maybe that's a lot.
Oh, I mean, compared to some of the budgets we've seen, that's a really low budget.
I thought so. For something as like fully animated, and I'm assuming in the 80s, this is all hand drawn.
I'd like to compare this budget to Food Fight.
Well, that's easy. Food Fight was 65 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
60
that.
million more.
You just compare the quality of that animation to this.
Yeah. So Food Fight should have all just been hand drawn.
For that price, they could have done it.
Are you saying you want Food Fight to look as bad as this movie? Food Fight was amazing.
Wait. Oh, so you did? I thought I heard that wrong. I had to pause for a second. What? No. This movie, that is, okay, yes. The one thing this movie has going for it for sure is the look. And it's gory as shit.
Yeah.
This movie does not hold back.
Now, I was hoping someone else would watch the same version as me. But
Patrick.
Nothing.
I don't know if the version you guys watched had a different soundtrack.
Okay.
I hated the soundtrack.
What was wrong with the soundtrack?
That's not terrifying.
I hated it. Every second of it. It took me out of it. Like, I guess, like reading afterwards, it was supposed to be a mix of traditional Japanese instruments and like 80s synth.
Okay. Oh, I could see that.
And half the time I was just like, I hate this so much. And I know people like apparently love the soundtrack, but like, holy shit. It literally took me out of every scene that it was where the music would kick in and I'd be like, this is just
my
terrible.
favorite song is when he's tripping out about the little toys coming to life in his bed or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all like the twinkly little...
Yeah,
I don't know
like,
what was going on there.
Yeah.
To be fair, as the movie went on longer, it just began to be like obviously background music like it was. But it was mainly in the beginning that it bothered me.
Oh, okay. First of all, let me say, to kind of put a little bit of closure to what you were saying, the scenes where Tatsuo was tripping balls, those were all awesome.
Yeah.
Those were great scenes.
Yeah.
And to continue on the soundtrack, the beginning song when I was getting so annoyed when he did the jukebox thing and the CD goes over and they walked out. I was like, no, I wanted to hear a song he chose. And I didn't think they were going to play it, but they did. And it was like this really weird, like you said, kind of like a synth poppy song. But if you paid attention to the lyrics, which I can't really understand, except for when they got to the names and like you hear it's like Tatsuo Kaneda. And it's like they're saying the names in the song. I totally heard it. I'm gonna put a clip right here.
Okay.
It's going to be funny when the clip doesn't have that in it.
Curious if we had the same soundtrack.
I did like that the one guy's name's Canada.
The two characters this is pretty much like following is Canada and Tootsie. I love those guys. Good guys.
Did they pronounce it like Canada in the dub?
No, it's like Kaneda.
Yeah.
Kaneda.
Okay, I was just curious if like it's like maybe the dub was really bad.
Oh yeah. There's something else I noticed. Mike, you're bringing it back.
What?
You're bringing it
Sexy.
back.
He's bringing sexy back.
What did they do in this movie that we had a string of a while there?
I fucking know what you're talking about. The dog got shot.
Oh yeah,
they killed the dog.
2 dogs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike's the dog killer, bringing it back.
We had so many movies in a row where a dog got killed, and I hate that. I absolutely hate when dogs get killed in movies.
This movie doesn't hold back. It doesn't care.
Yeah, no.
Gritty as shit, man.
Didn't bother me as much in this one.
Well, because they're animated.
Yeah.
They're not real dogs.
Yeah, but
Oh,
still.
and animated boobs.
But okay. behind.
Yeah.
You can't get behind boobs, even animated boobs, when it's not in the appropriate scene. Okay? No.
Maybe she liked getting punched in the face.
Dude, did you see her face after she got punched? Yeah.
Oh, I know. I felt so bad for her, man. And then that dickhead, Tootsie, is like, get the fuck away. Or whatever he was saying.
Having daddy issues over here.
Yeah, he was. I'm just like, she was like defiled practically, and beaten in the face.
In this weird future city, like that stuff seems pretty normal. You know, that's another day. He's like, oh, get over it.
But yeah, I think that's like what they're trying to get across is like the violence and just like how shit the city is.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. But I just was like, damn, dude, that is harsh.
Can we also talk about how this movie takes place in 2019?
Yes, I was excited about that. I don't know
Honestly,
why.
this is like the most accurate representation of the future from an 80s movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. The okay, wait. After the beginning, though, one of my favorite jaw-dropping moments, right, is when the guy was running through the city with Benjamin Button, and
dude, when they first introduced Old Man Kid,
yeah,
I was just terrified.
Dude, I know.
I was really confused by Old Man Kid. I was like, are you an old man that's been shrunk or a kid that got really old?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what direction are they going with this? Like,
I had no idea either, but all I know is first I had a jaw-dropping moment when they wasted that guy in the middle of the street. They're just like unloading on this dude.
Well, I like how at first they just shot shit out of him and everyone's like, stop, the kid's right fucking there.
Yeah.
They didn't care. They just were shooting away.
And when the kid got up and they shot him some more and he turned and he had that like horrified look, I'm like, oh my God. It is creepy. It's a really creepy character. It was not intended to be, I don't think, but yeah, dude, he was very unsettling.
All the kids from the baby room were unsettling.
Oh my God, dude, at the end, and I don't know why this is funny to me. I don't know why, but when shit is hitting the fan and the fucking like geriatric like lollipop guild like come hovering in, oh, I lost it. I was like audibly laughing. I was like, it's so it visually was weird to me, but I was cracking up. It's so good.
Yeah, I was laughing the first time the fat old man baby
Yes.
comes floating in a bubble.
Wheelchair.
Outside, we all belong at home. Well, come along.
Let's talk about the police department scene. Oh, I love this. I love this so much.
This was actually pretty good. Probably one of my favorite scenes, actually.
So they're in there and they're just, they're trying to get out of the situation, which, by the way, this is the scene where I'm like, what the fuck is going on with ages in this movie? You got the old ass baby kids or whatever, however that works. And then you got that police officer was like, I'm 25 years old. And I'm like, whoa, you're a rough looking 25-year-old. And then these murder kids on motorcycles are like, early to mid-teens?
Yeah, pretty much.
What has happened to Japan?
World War III?
Is that what happens during wars?
Yeah, your city gets destroyed by some weird godlike powered child.
Yeah.
And then everybody ages.
I guess.
Super
40
fast.
years later.
But when the one guy tried to blow up the police station with the grenade, it didn't go off. Oh my God. I really thought because, okay, if you look in the background, you guys probably seen it because the first part wasn't in the background. The one officer picks up the grenade. But then if you look, he's like shaking it and holding it by his ear.
Yeah.
And then he walks into the other room. I was expecting it to go off. I hate to bring this back up, but I mean, it is what it is. It's there. I think the creator of this movie was a huge Chuck Norris fan. Right?
Oh, no.
And I think he watched Silent Rage. He's like, inspiration. Like his creative juices were flowing from that movie, right? And so that's why we get Tatsuo, who was injured. He wasn't quite dead, but he's injured, and he goes to a lab to have experiments done on him. Silent Rage all over again. Total ripoff. Total ripoff.
I hate that I thought the same thing.
See?
I'm like, oh God, it's just like Silent Rage. He's gonna get,
Mm-hmm. They took it some steps farther.
It sucks because it's only reason I even thought that is because we watched them back to back.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of the same thing too, because like Farva is like,
yes! Oh, I thought the same thing! I thought the same thing!
Oh no!
Did you? Because I thought Farva right away.
I didn't think that, but now you've just ruined
The
him.
Colonel looks straight up like Farva.
he's like, can you handle this? And the scientist guy's like, it's fine.
It's just
We'll
a
be
liter of
fine.
cola.
And then it's like, oh, it's out of hand. It's the same thing as Silent Rage.
I love that, though. That's exactly how it should have been played out. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's out of hand. Should just been just like that.
I think their weird circle equalizer was the worst.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on
worst
there.
part of the movie.
The circle equal.
Look at his energy. Blue, blue, blue. Look at his energy. Blue, 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 blue. That means things.
Yeah, I
And
didn't.
it always was just showing what was happening on like a miniature scale. Like later when there was an explosion happening, it was just like the exact same explosion just on the equalizer.
You know what they needed? I'll
What?
tell you right now. They needed an oscilloscope. They could have got rid of that weird visualizer thingy, the visual equalizer, or whatever, and just had an oscilloscope, and everything would have made perfect sense. Because that's how that works.
From now
It's 100% how that works.
I'll be in charge of the heroics. So if you need any saving, just ask Connie.
Damn it, Tetsuo! Who the hell do you think you're talking to, you moron?
Who stole the bike?
You don't like
Tetsuo.
it.
Tootsie. Tootsie stole Canada's bike. Tetsuo.
Tetsuo.
Testicle. He stole Canada's bike. Okay, and he drove away with it. They caught up.
Because I guess
Oh,
reading some stuff after, his whole goal was just to get out of that city and live
Yeah.
a peaceful life.
Yeah, that's all he wanted, man. He wanted to get out of it all. You know,
Yeah.
doesn't work that easy. You know, when you're in that type of city in the after effects of World War III, it's not that easy.
You can take the boy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the boy.
You really can't. Anyway, so what happens is, they are like riding tandem on this bike, right? Hold on here. They're riding tandem on this bike. There's
I
like,
think
there's
we've gone
no,
in a
we're-
circle.
We're kind of jumping on. That's fine. I just
Yeah.
want to ask this because this actually takes me from the beginning to the end because I hated this scene. But I was like, okay, there's nothing really showing how fast they're going here. But he's on the motorcycle and he's trying to get over to Tootsie. And as he jumps off the back of the bike, he takes off running and is perfectly fine. Bullshit. I get it's animated.
Let's see it. Try it. Have you tried it? You ever tried
I
it?
will not try that.
We
I'll
will
do it.
recreate this.
Nope. I won't even do it going 5 miles an hour.
The Japanese are very...
Put some pegs on a mini bike and go for it.
No. But the end is when I'm like, oh, come on. They are like, okay, there's this big explosions happening, right? And then the red iconic motorcycle's like, and they are hightailing it out of there. He runs up to the motorcycle and jumps on.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Dude, it's just like... They're kids. These are just mopeds. Top speed's like 15.
What did you say, 22 horsepower at like 5,000 RPMs? Dude, that's got to be fast. I don't know anything about motors.
That
That's got to be
fancy ass
fast.
bike was only 22 horsepower.
That's what they said. Is that low?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
What is that, a Predator engine?
I mean, it's not far off.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
They kind of were pushing mopeds.
I would just say, even if they were traveling at like 15 miles an hour, I don't think the average person can run 15 miles an hour. It doesn't matter. I'm watching these scenes and I'm like, oh, come on. Like, I get it's an anime. Okay.
We're not going to talk about how the dude turned into a giant blob
Oh, I love
and
that.
like absorbed everybody, but
Oh.
we're having a problem with the motorcycle chase.
Yes. Well, because here's the thing. Everything else kind of worked in this weird world. Okay?
They have robotic legs.
What?
No, they did have robotic legs.
How do you know?
Oh.
Just because they didn't talk about it doesn't mean they didn't have it.
I guess that's true.
Fixed it.
Okay.
We make
Damn,
sense.
you got fucked.
I got to adjust my rating now. No. Look. Okay, it's fine. I'm just saying, get out of there! You don't peek at another man's rating. There was so much going on that I think almost, not even midway through, because I looked at the time, but almost midway through, I wasn't keeping track of anything, and I got bored because I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I feel like
About
I
an
checked.
hour in, yeah.
I checked how long was left on this movie a lot of times.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's visually stunning. Like, this
Yeah.
movie is amazing. And anybody who's into anime, I'm sure you know this movie, but if you don't, you definitely need to watch it. It's a great movie. But like I said, there's just so much happening that I couldn't follow along. And because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, when there wasn't action or anything I could then pick up on, I was bored.
Yeah. I feel like I had the exact same problem. I think we all had that problem. Is what it sounds like.
That's what I was worried about going into another anime movie. Was like, okay, is it gonna be like a nice story and everything's fine, or is it gonna be getting crazy and like people are transforming into stuff and then it went there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Again, visually, and that's when I got hooked. I got back into it because there's all this action and those types of scenes. Even if you don't know what the fuck's going on, they're entertaining. They're fun. Oh man, when he was turning into that giant weird fetus glob,
I did
awesome.
That
was good.
Like the whole lead up to that end transformation.
Yeah,
where it's like his initial encounter with the army, people thinking he's Akira, and then you got like people rioting in the streets, like, oh, he can't be Akira, and it's like, fuck you, of course he is, and it starts a riot.
Yeah,
you get the weird like doomsday cult following him everywhere he's going.
Like that stuff's cool.
Yeah, like that whole lead up to the end was probably one of the best parts.
And then I was getting confused because Akira was dead.
Yeah, so Akira's just a bunch of parts.
Akira was a child just like the other old geriatric children, except like I guess his power was just uncontrollable.
So it was just kept in like a bunch of jars.
They dissected him until that was all was left of him.
Okay, and that's why that room was so cold, because they were preserving it.
Yeah.
And so okay, Akira's dead, but there was something
He's
mentioned.
Dead, but like
he was in everybody. He was already in everybody. What the fuck does that mean?
He was. Well, they were talking about dealing like with godlike powers.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he was dead, but they also couldn't kill him. I'm assuming
because God is in all of us.
Okay. Yes. And okay. So then their studies and experiments were pretty much unlocking this potential. Is the deal?
Yeah.
And then in Tootsie, because he was such this hardhead asshole, he was using it to prove himself, to be, hey, I don't need saving. Fuck you guys. I'm better than everybody else.
Which, you know, it comes back to like the whole point of the movie was he did all this because he's like, I can take care of myself. And at the end, he's just screaming, save me.
Yeah. I felt bad for him though, man.
Yeah.
He should have seen a psychiatrist.
Yeah. Oh man, I skipped a lot of movie in my notes. We're at the end.
I feel like this movie skipped a lot of the movie.
Ooh, yeah. No, I think it's just us. I think it's all of us. I think we all are just like. I think
this
we
has
zoned
the
out.
same problem as 1984, where the source content gives you all that extra info that you're just missing here.
Interesting. All right. So yeah. So it's falling victim to trying to put so much into a short period of time. Then you think,
Yeah. And then the movie's trying to put so much into our tiny brains.
yes.
And
It's
so
like, let's put it this way: it's 2 hours when it should have probably been like 24 episodes.
Oh,
and
okay.
been like at least 6 hours long.
Then that kind of begs the question. I wonder for like diehard Akira fans, like how much this movie actually resonates with them.
I'm curious, like, if I were to read some of it and rewatch it, would the movie hit home more? Would I get what was going on?
Right. That's what I'm wondering.
Would I not get lost in the random plot points that are being thrown out there?
Interesting.
Like, I totally didn't expect the whole government council scenes to come up. Like, those were they felt so out of left field.
Yeah, when that stuff came up and they're talking about like these things and like their facility and then funding and all these other things, I'm just like, I have no idea. And there's another point where
And that's one of the points where like I lost interest.
Right. And what's that? I don't know the one guy's name, like 𝗠𝗢𝗪𝗜𝗘. I don't know the guy. I'm probably way off base, but there's this other mustache guy who toward the end walked into this room with that little short dude with like one weird tooth or something. And he had like this suitcase full of cash and he's like, he's acting all weird. I don't know. I have no idea what the hell was going on there.
Yeah, what was with the beaver guy?
Yeah, I have no idea.
What was he
Beaver guy.
doing?
Yeah.
The little beaver teeth.
Yeah, he was the guy who had the suitcase of money that when the guy came in all shot up, he's like freaking out and like he's turning red. His like blood pressure must have been like going crazy, and he shoots
he was
the guy.
funding the terrorists.
Oh, okay. Wait, who are the terrorists?
What? That's like, what's funny is like when I said this is where they introduced the plot. That's where I meant they show the first terrorist attack.
Yeah, because the one woman that kind of I keep thinking is the whole time is a guy.
She looked like a guy in the first. She didn't look like a woman until like halfway through the movie.
What they call like
She
was it
was
just
a
K?
terrorist.
It was K.
Okay, K. Yeah.
So yeah, Kay. That's where they introduced Kay's at the police station, and you realize like, oh, she's part of the terrorist plot, and he's like, hey, I'll be a terrorist to get in your pants.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's
And pretty
devotion.
Pretty much like that's how it goes. And it's just Kaneda following them.
That's how it goes.
He's what they keep calling them? I don't know. They kept calling them skirt chasers. Okay. I didn't know if that would make it through.
They said like the skirt chasers, I think, was used a couple times, and didn't they say something before? Like I think they even referred to them as like tail chasers at one point.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But so like K was part of a terrorist organization that I don't. Oh, hear me out. I don't know why they were a terrorist organization. I guess they were just anti-government.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's all it was. But you're asking somebody who doesn't know.
But yeah, so I'm assuming. I assume that guy was funding the terrorists.
Okay. Let me.
But I don't understand why he was like stuffing his suitcase full of money and running.
Because it's all about the green, man. It's all about the cheddar. He got the money.
Is he on green?
Huh? I don't know. Didn't look kind of green. I don't know. All I know is he probably got the money for the funding or something, or got it somehow or another, and he's just splitting. He's done. Shit was hitting the fan, and he wanted to leave a wealthy man. That's it.
I guess like in my mind, they're talking about Akira coming back, which is basically just nuking the city.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you running away with money for? You're dead anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say, even if Akira is like this like godlike person, wouldn't you not be safe anywhere you go? It's not just going to be the city.
Yeah, well, I mean, you knew the city was going to explode anyway at the one point, because they're talking about, the one guy says, I can't remember the names.
Yeah, names are...
Some weird guy is talking to another weird guy.
Yes.
They're walking, and he's
just give him a name.
The city is like a fruit that's overripe.
Oh, yeah.
And the seed inside needs to all it needs is like a wind or something to carry the seed out, or I don't know. He made it sound really good. I was like, I get it. The city's going to explode and then become rebuilt as a better place.
Yeah, because I guess like the whole point was like the city was just decaying after World War III and was just a cesspit.
But someday, we ought to be able to... Because it has already begun.
It's time for final thoughts and ratings. And I know you're excited to show us, but you picked it. You're going last. Fuck. Haha.
That's not always the rule, though.
No,
it has been a pretty constant rule for a while.
I feel like it's about as strict as the rules were in this city.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
There's a man.
I'm actually. I'm really.
Blood came out.
I'm really excited to see what you have. Show me what you got. Going to Russell for the D. What do you got? Oh.
I'm giving this movie a 5.
Ooh.
Wow. And the reason is because, like we've all said a million times, it's a beautiful movie.
It is.
And I know it probably deserves a lot more than that, but at this point in time, that's the most I can give it. Just because, I was just getting bored.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough. It's a good rating. 5 from Russell. Beautiful movie. Be sure to check it out. Mike, I won't make you go last just because now I feel like I have to break the rules. What are you going to give Akira?
So, I'm in that same camp. I was really bored watching this. I felt like too many plots were thrown at you. It was just confusing. Animation obviously is amazing, especially for its time. I don't think I've seen anything that's quite as impressive.
Yeah.
But like the animation doesn't matter much if the story is so hard to follow that you don't enjoy it much on your first watch. So as far as first watch goes, I gave it a 4.
Oh,
damn.
You can't even see that.
Damn.
Bitch.
But do you recommend this movie?
I think the rating would probably go up every time you watch the movie.
All right. But see, I think that's a good sign of a great movie. Rewatchability.
The problem is, I was just going to say the opposite. I feel like my subsequent watches will be fucking hard to do.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe like after a few and I'm like following everything or I know the story more. Or maybe if I just not super tired because I'm watching it super late at night.
Okay.
I would enjoy it, but I don't know, man.
Okay.
Just did not resonate with me at all.
Did not resonate with Mike. 4 from him. Now allow me to give you my rating. And oh my God, I fought so hard with this.
I'm
I fought
surprised.
so hard. Oh, you seen it then, didn't you? You seen it, son of a bitch. I fought so hard with myself. And when I was done and cleaned up, I'm going to give this movie a 7.5.
Wow.
Yes. Here's the deal.
I feel like most of that's just off the animation.
Yes. Yeah. I will give this middle of the road 5 just for the animation. And granted, I got a little tired. I'm not going to deny that. Here's the thing. It had its fast-paced moments, and it had its slow moments. So you put them together, you definitely get your 2-hour-long movie. No denying that at all. But here's the thing. It was like a visual spectacle. I love animes for their creativity. I think I said that before, even with, what one did we watch that you chose?
A Letter to Momo.
Yes. And so like it's fun to watch when it picks up. Like I said, even when I didn't know what the hell was going on, there were so many jaw-dropping moments or like laughable moments. And I guess I'm only really deducting it because I'm dumb. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I think it's a fantastic movie. I could see why people would like it. I could see its appeal. I can see why it's a cult film, all this jazz, but I'm just deducting it for my own stupidity, but I think it's a great film.
I can't disagree. I feel the same way pretty much. Like, it just got whooshed hard.
Oh,
Just went
yeah.
right over my head.
For sure. And I don't know even if I got it, if maybe it's so convoluted with subplots that even if I got everything, I might think like, yeah, it's too much. You know, I don't know.
I guess what's weird about it too is like, as I was trying, like after I watched it, I'm like, I didn't get any of that. I gotta go read some shit on this.
It was like,
I'm like, I didn't get any of this. I'm not reading.
I didn't read like any plot or anything like that. I just read like stuff on it. And I guess Akira's a bigger character in the manga.
Oh, really?
He's here for like 2 seconds in the movie.
Yeah,
like,
the very end. Where you see him naked. Akira's like a god, okay? I'm assuming had no specific gendered parts dangling down there, okay? Nothing. It was like a Barbie doll. All right? Or a Ken doll? I don't know. It was like a doll.
a candle.
It was like a candle. That brings us to the end of this week's episode. Be sure to subscribe and keep this show going. Join us Monday, where I am going to introduce my pick for the movie we're going to review later that week. I'm not even going to say Wednesday anymore because I'm always late. I'm sorry.
Can you put a subscribe button over your face?
I don't know if you can do that anymore.
Like just the image of it.
Oh, yeah.
I smacked the subscribe button.
Those words.
I smack a subscribe button.
No, those are not words.
It's like, I think
We're struggling through this one. Like,
my speech impediment's rubbing off on you guys.
what happened earlier where you didn't do words?
Yeah, I don't
He was
know.
laughing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, make sure to hoobity the bop button, the button, the rewind, bubba the boobs.
Exactly what they said.
Hi.
Oh man, for a minute there, I didn't think I was gonna find them. They're in my coat from earlier. Have these bad boys collated. Remember, if you like the show, subscribe. Helps us feel good about ourselves because we're not getting money.
We just want to be self-important.
Yeah. Yes.
Dude, I'm going to piss people off.
I will address each one of my little notes, and then we'll move on. Unless you guys got a better idea.
He's gonna cry.
Oh my god.
I had Chinese.
It's not that bad.
I had Chinese food. That might not smell good. That's actually worse than his fart. I'm sorry.
Was any of that words?
That's what I was thinking. It's just like. And that's Akira. Thanks for tuning in.